blokes, out in the van again, and what a lovely day it is. I am sussing a little potential stealth camping location up in the woods, not too far away from me. I wanted to suss this spot out, see what it was like, and it doesn't look too bad. So looks like you can get a couple of vans in here. So if anybody else with a van fancies joining me for a sort of collaborative van camp one night, I think this could be the spot. Anyway, the purpose of today's video, we've had Beryl the Berlingo here now for exactly a year. We've added to it over the last year, tried different things, as I say, that didn't work, and some things that did, and sort of ran with those ideas. And yeah, we're getting there. So I will stop waffling, enjoy my cup of tea and my bit of lunch, and join me again in a moment, and we'll go through it all and show you the layout and how it is, how it works. Okay, see you in a bit. That's it. Oh, refreshment break over. Right, let's give you a look round. Right, so you'll notice the proliferation of these smaller cargo nets. Very useful, very handy things for just cramming, as you can see, just for cramming stuff in. Got my hat in there, there's electronics, batteries, leads for phone chargers, camera chargers, that sort of thing. I've recently bought this one. Still need to adjust it a bit more. I need to sort of pull it more taut to the ceiling, because it's sort of hanging down a bit at the moment. Now I did try a different cargo net here before, one of the more sort of similar to these with the wider mesh with the bungee straps round. It wasn't really a good idea, because as soon as you load it up with something, it's all hanging down here, you know, and it's in the way. Found this particular type a better one. It's got webbing all the way around, you've got webbing across as well, reinforcement, and it's got zipped pockets for sticking stuff in, so it holds stuff nice and securely. It's not going to fall out off the top of the net. As I say, I need to pull this one a bit more tight to the ceiling. That's just a matter of just adjusting these straps and pulling it tighter, but it then doesn't intrude into the passenger compartment too much. But what I've got in here at the moment, I've got the little top for going over the back doors. There's the awning thing that I made up to go out the side door, goes over the side. That's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, once you're pitched up on somewhere and you've got that out and all out, this is then out of the way. It's not getting in your face. So yeah, that's all good. So we've got our basic bunk arrangement. Now, it's a normal standard wheelbase Berlingo van, it's not the longer wheelbase one. So, sleeping wise, you'd have to sleep diagonally normally, but another little party trick of this one is the seats. Centre one drops forward, you then drop the driver's seat forward, and what I do is normally bung the cushions there, and I can either rest my feet that end and have the head this end, or the other way round, have my head on the pillow on this end. Oh, I've got the full stretch then, yeah, I can fit the full length. Yeah, so that's how that all works out. I did modify this recently, I think I've already told you about that. Move this out the way. The bunk now has pull-out sections underneath. They literally pull out. You can then pull the cushion out, and I've got a backrest cushion there that then squishes down and squishes down flat at the back, so you've got a wider, bigger bed, so you can starfish spread out a bit, which is really nice. Adds that little bit more comfort. You know, it's surprising how much you can fit in a little van like this. It really is. It's been a bit of a challenge, and I've hopefully risen to and exceeded that challenge. That's better. I've moved the cushion out the way so you can see under the bunk. Right, let's fold that. As you can see, this slides Slides in and out, got a couple of legs underneath to support it. So under the bunk, storage for stuff like the sleeping bag. I've got the blinds that go on the front windows, you've seen me use those before. I've got a little bivvy table, it's a little plastic one, it's quite useful. Not used it yet, but it is useful, I promise you that. Things like I've got a little toolkit, just in case, just for small repairs, small running repairs. Dustpan and brush, small folding bucket, more of the important stuff. And you'll see I've got my leisure battery under there. It's a, what is it, a 130 milliampere hour, oh sorry, 130 ampere hour, get it right, a lead acid battery. And your isolator switches under there. There's also got in line as well circuit breaker protection. That's the phone charger gone bloody mad now because I switched it off. But that's handy. I mostly use that as the isolator because that is only a single pole isolator anyway, that one. So just flick it off there, and it's easy just to reach your hand in from the driver's side and just click that on and off. So yeah, that's that. What else have we got? Well, let's move you around a little touch. So I've got this, that lives there. That's got entertainment stuff in there. I've got a DVD player, selection of DVDs, more DVDs, more DVDs, more DVDs. You never have too much entertainment. Things like puzzle book, useful books, very useful books. I recommend that one. If you've not seen it yet, not bought it, not read it, well worth getting. It's a really good book. Another really good one, if you like foraging and getting your own stuff out in the wild, Forager's Calendar, another really good book, worth getting. So we've got these storage pockets here as well. As I say, I've tried to make use of as much of the space as possible. Obviously space under the bunk there was wasted, so let's not waste it. So again, we've got more stuff in here. We've got games, another book, it's a telescope, really nice when you're up at the coast. Last trip up at Walcott, I had that out and was watching boats and looking at oil rigs and things. That was really nice. Things like camera equipment, always useful. You know, keep a little selfie stick thing in there. I've got a little Bluetooth speaker. Wet wipes, always useful. You know, if there's no toilet or shower facilities and you want to clean yourself up, wet wipes are a good thing. Little things like a little sewing kit, always worth keeping. More games. More games. What else we got in here? What's that? Oh, that's bits that go with the telescope. So I've got a mount, like a mount a phone to the telescope. I can look through the, sort of line the camera of the phone up on with the viewfinder on the telescope. I really should use that. I could have used that on the last trip. It might have been better quality then. Yeah, things like that. Really useful things. If you're going to Scotland or Wales or somewhere, one of those mozzie nets that goes over your head, really useful. Head torch. Hopefully it's still got charge in it. No, it hasn't. I'll charge that up in here. That's what I've got the leisure battery for, charging stuff up. Always handy keeping a tin of that in your van. You know, stopping squeaks and rattles and freeing stuff up. Another useful little purchase, little vacuum cleaner. It's only a cheapy one, little rechargeable vacuum cleaner, but it really does the job well. Got a little nozzle there for getting into crevices. Crevices, missus. There we go. Just for getting round, hoovering up. I believe there's a brush attachment on there as well. Oh, that goes on the end of that. So that'll go on that. On that. So there you go. This away. Take it in properly. There we go. Yeah, useful little thing. So you've got more cargo net storage under here. I've got a collapsible colander. It's nice when you can get stuff that's collapsible, that takes up minimal space. You know, I mean, like a normal colander, you know, how much room that would take up. Whereas if you can squish it down, so much better. So I keep general housekeeping stuff in here. So there's polish, air freshener, a duster. There's some laundry detergent there, and a little bag. I can't remember what is in that. What is in this? That is, oh, bin bags. Little bin liners, pedal bin liners. Always useful, because they fit in that little bin that we've got at the front, which I'll show you in a little while. So, first things first, open the drawer. Now, folding washing up bowl. Useful. What I've done is I've sealed the plug up on that, because that is absolutely rubbish. I mean, for that, all you do is just wash up in there, empty it out and just tip the water out. So I can't see the point of having a plug in the bottom. So this, as you see, this literally just sits. Let's get the grass out of the way. Literally just sits in here. It's to hold stuff back a bit, because I have crammed stuff in there quite a bit. And it's also reflective heat shield, wind deflector, whatever, for putting behind the stove. Oh, just drop everything on the floor. So we need to reorganise this anyway. Yeah, it's one of those collapsible tables. You've seen this before when I did the Temu review a couple of years ago. Great little table. It needs a bit of a clean, but absolutely superb little table that is. That folds out. Bosh, there you go. Job done. So what we've got a good stash of gas cylinders. Cookware, I've probably got more than I need, but I sort of packed enough for what I thought I'd want. Got the big alley pan, like Trangia style one. I've got me Greatland thing that came from America, Greatland cook set. Absolutely love this. I've loved this for a long time. Comes with these little aluminium plates as well. Little saucepan with a lid. Oh, chuck it on the floor. That'll need washing. Another aluminium pan there as well. So that's always useful. That's a great little bit of kit, and that's served me well for a long while, and hopefully it will still serve me well for a long while. As you see, I've got gas cylinders. I've also got one of these, again, picked it up cheap off Temu, and just a base for supporting gas cylinders. Takes different sizes, so you can take that size cylinder as well. Got matches, always worth having a box of matches. Also got one of these fancy little little lighter things, rechargeable. I think you can see that, like a little plasma lighter. Great little thing. Move the table out of the way. I've got a little chopping board, one of my homemade pouches that goes on it. Kitchen foil, always useful. This thing, you've seen the review of it already, the hiker oven. Can't recommend this highly enough. It is an absolutely glorious piece of kit. One modification I have made is I have bought one of these trivets, just because the one that comes with it, that goes in the little tray, is a bit thick and heavy, and it conducts the heat too much, whereas this stands off the base a bit more, gives you a bit more airflow underneath. Hopefully I won't burn stuff so much in the future with that. We'll get to try it out, but that's the theory. Frying pan, Little oven tray, probably don't really need that. I just had it and I thought it was handy. Now this great little set, Ridge Monkey folding utensil set, really useful, great. Same like that, folding fork, little thing, the slotted spoon, always useful. Oh, undo that one, and finally, that is it. Oh no, there we go, the plain spoon. So there. I've also stuck one of those 3-piece click together cutlery sets in there just in case. So what else have we got in here? We've got another wind deflector, one of those collapsible ones. Oh, a utensil roll. You can't have too many utensils. So what have we got in a utensil roll? Well, we've got wooden spoon, spatula, bottle opener, always useful. The lethal, horrible, vicious Opinel knife. Still don't trust that thing. Useful little graters. They were cheap, they were cheerful. I thought, you know, if I ever want to grate some veggies or cheese onto something, I've got graters there to do it with. Proper rigid handled knife, always useful, and a peeler. Which, to be honest with you, with that lot I could probably do away with the Ridge Monkey folding set, but there's space in here, so I thought, why not? We've got that, tongs, tin opener, utensils. Got another bottle opener there. Yeah. What are they? Scissors, useful for undoing packets and things. Oh, I didn't show you this little fella. It's, well, you know what that is, just a little frying basket thing. So, you know, if you've got a pan of chips on the go, obviously with the bigger pan, you can just scoop them out, drain them off, and away you go. So I've got another little pan there. So I've probably got too many pans and too many utensils. Emergency backup, always worth having an emergency backup. Most of you know what this is. It's one of those Trangia style burners. Fill it with meths or bioethanol, set light to it, and you've got a little stove there. You've got a simmer ring as well to control the flame. All matches. What's that? Well, we got one of these adapters, because the little stoves that I've got, these little ones, take the screw-on canister, but you can use these with this adapter. It literally, I mean, they're only what, 4 or 5 quid, I think they're worth for 2, 6 quid, something like that. It clicks onto there and turns that into that. So great little thing to have, just kicking round. Yeah, so if you ever run out of gas on one of these and all you've got are these available, you can use them. Right, so probably one of the more recent mods I've done is the door cards. I've now modified the door cards to make a little storage cubby with the usual cargo net across the front. Just ideal to fit a couple of those gas canisters in and some fire lighting blocks. So we've got the same cargo nets here for washing up gear. That's fuel for the little stove, the little Trangia stove. Little alarm clock there. Tea towel. Suction cups with hooks on them for the awning. Always useful. That should be in with the medicaments and whatnot, but that's anti-poo tablets. Towel, tea towel, and this thing, which I saw recently. Bit of a gimmick probably, but I thought, well, it packs away nice and flat. It'll fit in a pocket, and you can use it in a pot for frying stuff. You can wash and dry salads in it. It's also useful as a steamer as well, like a little steamer basket. So yeah, that's a handy little thing. So we've got a similar thing going on with the rear door, the other side, the rear barn door. You'll see that's the interior release that I fitted earlier this year. Really useful thing. This is now known as the door to memories, because it's got the fridge magnets for all the places we visited. There's railways, that's obviously the most important one, Dunham's Wood, where Iceni is kept, or Iceni as the pronunciation I believe is supposed to be. I will always still call it Iceni. So yeah, we've got various places we've been: Welshpool, Llanfair, Corris, Talyllyn Railway, Scotland. Yeah, North Norfolk Railway, Under-bunk Group, Castle Douglas, Kirkcudbright, Galloway area, Wales, Munsley, one of my favourite places, Munsley. Of course, Orford Castle, and of course, a lot of you will hate me for this, but probably arguably the greatest football team in East Anglia, the Super Blues. Enough said. Anyway, I know a particular mate or two of mine will disagree with me that strongly. Yeah, they support the other side, that the side that wears green and yellow, the side that's not a Premiership team. Just to rub it in, boys. So yeah, this door pocket, we've got a torch. Keep your hippy dippy incense sticks, little incense burner. Now it's not as hippie as you think, because this is the citronella one. That tends to keep the bugs and midges and mozzies away. That's really good stuff. I've also got in here, got some citronella candles as well, which do pretty much the same job. So yeah, it's not all about peace, love and flower power. It's about keeping the little bitey buggers away. Right, so moving into the left corner at the rear. This is the cabinet that I've built. Obviously carpeted it with that, that stick-on Veltrim carpet. Got the water carrier in here. Literally slides in and out, and it's one of those 10-litre ones. So it carries enough water for 2 or 3 days. Got a little rail there for hanging a tea towel off of. Storage pocket under here. We've got a little spirit level, so we can know if the van is parked dead level, which surprisingly, bearing in mind how rough the ground is here, it is. It's parked absolutely dead level. It's brilliant. It's also useful for storing essential supplies. Very essential supplies. And of course, more essential supplies from that other Suffolk brewery, which isn't as great as that one. Rubber mallet. Good for knocking tent pegs in, and amongst other things. And the required tent pegs, which will go with the tarp. I've got guy lines in there as well, so they just sit in there out the way. Probably actually better up putting those up with the tarp, so I know where they are. But at least I know where the rubber mallet is. I'll put the essential supplies back in. Nice little corner that, because it's nice and cool down there, so it keeps everything nice and cool. Moving on. So the biggest change recently is the table layout. Folding table that I had originally went that way. It clicked onto this rail here, which was okay, but the leg, you had to try and move the cushion out of the way to drop the leg down, and it didn't really give you much more space. I found moving the clips onto this side gives me better flexibility. I can literally click it in there. I'll still move it up and down basically. But yeah, it's a lot better like that, I think, than the other way. Ideal as a cooking surface, combined with the little fold up bit that we've got this side, which we'll show you in a minute. works really well. So we'll get him out of the way. There for a minute. Move the folding chair out of the way. These were got a pair of these from Tesco recently, £16 worth getting. So yeah, storage cupboards, 2 cupboards with bungee across the front, stop stuff falling out. So I've got food storage under here, essential foods, really essential foods. Well, no, seriously, I've got other stuff as oat burst. There's tins of stuff, rice, more tins of stuff. There's these Wayfarer meals. There's a packet sauce campfire stew mix, which I want to try out soon. Oh, some Swiss Jaffa cakes. I think they need eating. Ooh. Put those cheddars there. Put the daddies there. Daddy of them all. This side, we've got some poppadoms. That to go with the rice, and there's a tin of curry that's in there as well. They probably go actually in that cupboard. This bag that was bought for me as a Christmas present, and in here we have wash kit, shower gel, shaving foam, deodorants, razors. There's a fold-away toothbrush in here, hand cleaner, toothpaste. It's also a shower puck. These are quite good. It's basically shower gel in a bar form. It comes with a nice little storage pouch with a little carabiner hook that you can hang it up. So when you're in the shower, you can hang it up on the shower rail. Really useful thing. Things like medicaments, inhalers. Obviously, I'm an asthmatic, so I've got asthma inhaler. There's hay fever spray, tablets, blah de blah de blah. Yeah. Coffee beans. Instant coffee's all right, but personally, I much prefer grinding beans and having fresh ground coffee. So we've got a little battery powered coffee grinder. So literally you load the top up with your beans, click the motor on, away it goes, grinds the beans, your ground coffee in the bottom, and you tip it into your filter coffee maker or your cafetiere or your mocha pot, which is the thing I tend to use quite a bit. Slightly bigger kettle than the one I usually use. That's not too bad, but the trouble is the spout dribbles on that. It's a cheap and cheerful one, but it does the job. There's placemats, some energy drink powder. There's a cast iron skillet in here in the bag, which I've used before for frying. Really, hang on, this is a really useful bit of kit, this. I'll just show you. Some of you know what it is already without even seeing it opened. But fold out entrenchment tool, shovel. Really useful. If you get caught short, you need to nip into the woods to do a number 2. Dig yourself a cat hole and do it in that. Don't just leave it with that and the paper on the ground. Dig a hole and bury it. Okay, and bury it well. Always wise. Again, it's nothing worse than going into a woodland and find somebody's been there and done their business, and there's a big manky number 2 and load of pooey paper sat there. If you could dig a decent hole and bury it, it's not there, nobody's going to find it unless they go digging for it. And it doesn't give us van campers a bad name that way either. Okay, right, so moving on. Actually, I'll put that that head torch on charge while I'm thinking of it. Hope it's USB-C. If it's a micro USB, I'm buggered. No, it's USB-C, that's good. So we'll stick him on the charge. So So as you can see, I've built a little shelving unit that goes into the sort of window aperture, or what would be the window if this was the sort of MPV version. I'll just plug that in. So we've got 12 volt and USB charging running off the Leisure battery. I've got a little plug-in fan. I'll just give you a little demonstration of that one. It's 2-speed, so that's slow, and that's faster speed. Gives you a bit of an airflow through the van on a hot day like today, which it is. It's quite warm and sticky today. So there's that. Obviously, if you're using the gas cooker in the van, you need a carbon monoxide detector. So there's that. I've installed 12 volt lighting as well. Now I've put cup hooks on here for hanging cups, beer mugs, that sort of thing. A couple of hooks there just to retain that lamp, stop it tipping over. The shelves, again, same as I've done with the bottom ones, I've put bungee straps just across the front just to stop the stuff falling out. So yeah, tea, coffee making stuff. I've got a teapot there with a little tea cozy on it. I've got a plastic spoon for mixing. Got this little cup recently, another Temu purchase. Yeah, so it's a nice little cup, stainless steel, a couple of quid. Always handy. Just have a tot of rum or a tot of whiskey in that. Got the mocha pot and the filter cafetiere. Got the worktop, and I will show you the extension to the worktop in a moment. Okay, so got the worktop there. That was just basically a bit of oak effect shelving board, cut to length, and I've put the edge strip on it, the laminate edge strip. Same with that little fold out one, cut to length, laminate edge strip, and a couple of those folding hinges that click into place. There you go, you've just extended your worktop a bit, so it gives you a bit more extra space. And got the swing bin, and literally that goes, it's held by that bungee there and sits in there nicely. And there it is. So there you go. That is the tour of Beryl Berlingo as she stands. I think we've done well. I really do, even if I say so myself. To fit so much into a small van and still have space to live in. I mean, all right, I wouldn't want to live in here 365 days a year, but it's great for nights out, weekends away and whatnot. It's a bit of freedom. It's literally jump in, keys in the ignition, make sure it's all stocked up with what you need, you know, food, water, and away you go. And it's, you know, it's all set, ready to go. So yeah, very pleased with it. Dirty bastards. I mean, how difficult was it? Look, you put the stuff in the bags. How difficult was it to put it in your motor and take it home with you? And it's, look, bottles, cans, packets. It's all stuff that can go in the recycling bin at home. Take it home with you. Leave no fucking trace. You're getting all of us a bad name. Right, that's it. That's the tour of Beryl Berlingo. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative, and I hope it's given some of you a few ideas to sort of have a go and create one of your own. If you do, drop us a message and post us a link. Do a video of it and post us a link, because I'd love to see what you've been up to and what you've done. All right. Right. Well, that's the rubbish cleared up. It wasn't that difficult, was it? I mean, somebody else's crap. You shouldn't have to be. You know, you shouldn't have to do that. People should take this stuff home, but yeah, unfortunately, there's always idiots in this world. It's a sad fact of life, unfortunately. Anyway, moving on. Hope to see you in the next video. That's it. Until the next one. Cheerio, blokes. Take care. Right, let's get this lot in the bin. Not difficult, is it?